Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Main Event 365 podcast for about Detroit Lions football, made by musicians because our opinions rock.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some football, so make sure that you stick around all the way to the end because we're going to give away a jersey. Gary, the conductor from the Lions Den, is going to pull a name right out the hat. So we'll see you at the end of the episode.
I'm Main Event Mike. This is Russell Wayne. We're actually side by side tonight. I'm in slapping distance. We are at a secret location somewhere in Michigan in the Lions Den with Gary the conductor. But right now we're talking about Detroit Lions coming off a win against the New York Jets, bring their record to 7-7. The Lions are 500 for the first time since cheese was invented. Right, 7-7 feels good, doesn't it?
7-7 feels really, really good. And gosh, I didn't think that we were going to be here. When we start out 1-6, did you really think that we were going to be here?
I thought that we'd get to 7 wins. You know that I did predict that. But what does it say about us as Lions fans that we're happy with 7-7? Do you think Chiefs fans would be happy with 7-7?
Well, no. I don't think Chiefs fans would be happy with 7-7. But Chiefs fans didn't start out 1-6.
I guess so. But what does that say about us? But one thing it does say about us is we are extremely happy about this last victory. A complete win over the New York Jets, 20-17 on the road, third road victory of the season. What's your initial reactions, Russ, about this great win for the Lions?
They're learning how to win the tough games. So the New York Jets are a fantastic defense. Actually, I think that they were – I heard somebody say something about a top 5 defense.
Top 5 defense, for sure.
So – we knew that this was going to be hard, and it's like I brought up something on the main stage about Joe Burrow going through a really bad struggle with a really, really good defense in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and no one really gives him a hard time because he's Joe Burrow, right? But when you play good defenses, sometimes not messing up is just as important as completing the big thing.
Sure, don't lose the game.
Don't lose the game. And then when you get an opportunity to win the game, you capitalize on the opportunity. And I think that is what they did.
Yeah, and I think that, we knew coming in that we had a great offense and they had a great defense. Something had to give. Well, guess what gave? The special teams, the third phase of a complete football team. The Lions definitely won that. Great punt return touchdown by Khalif Raymond, first of his career, which was the first score of the game. And I think the Jets had to play catch up from there. And I think that play was huge. It was exactly what this team needed. Something they hadn't gotten yet this year was a punt return touchdown.
Right.
And that really set the whole tone for the whole day, I think. And the defense stepped up and held them to 50 yards rushing. That includes their running quarterback and their entire committee of running backs, totaled 50 yards rushing. And when you can make a quarterback like Zach Wilson have to win the game, like you were just saying, right? Have to win the game. I think the Jets just didn't have the horses to get that done against the Lions. So great team victory. Let's talk about the offense.
You want to move to the offense?
Let's talk about the offense.
So this is like the verse. So we're musicians.
It's the verse.
So like if you don't know how a song goes, it usually goes verse, chorus, bridge, and then your outro. So during the verse, and that's what we're doing right here. We're talking about this offense, and we're talking about how Jared Goff is commanding this offense and doing the right things when it matters.
Yeah, that's all because of offensive coordinator Ben Johnson calling awesome plays for a tailor-made offense around on Jared Thomas Goff.
But it's not about the offensive line.
It's a good time to mention that Goffense is a registered trademark of the Main Event 365, 2022, all rights reserved. Please drink responsibly.
Yes.
So how about that Goffense? Jared Goff, let me tell you, before you get going, Jared Goff, 23 of 38, 252 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. The kid hasn't had a turnover in over 6 games. He's the only quarterback in the league. What do you think about your boy, Jared Goff?
I think that he went up against a really tough defense, and it was tough. I think that he struggled for a big portion of 3 quarters of that game, and just throwing chinks at the armor, just bouncing their sword off the armor for a while, and then they finally got through in the 4th quarter when it mattered, and that's a really, really good.
What did you think about the play on the goal line?
I mean, I don't mind it. You're on the goal line. He went for I mean, you could have taken a 3. I mean, I think that if you go back, if he would have said at the end of the game he knew what type of game that it was going to be,
right,
he would have really wanted that 3 points at the end.
We're actually live on the podcast, right?
We are.
We're live. We're
live.
Does that mean people can put comments in?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Let's go look at some of these comments right here. See?
You guys, go ahead, put your comments in, man. We're live. What'd you guys think of that 4th down call in the first quarter by Stone Cold Dan Campbell?
That's the bottom line. So we got one Facebook user says, "What up, guys? Sam Darnold's about to have a bad weekend."
Love that. Yeah, Jared Goff short arm to throw to J-Mo for a touchdown. What do you think about that?
I think that J-Mo is pretty fast.
You think maybe Goff's arm hasn't caught up with J-Mo's speed?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a narrative out there that he doesn't have the ability to throw the ball that far, and I think that's a false narrative. I think that's where it's going. I think that we should just go ahead and squash that. I think they need to get used to each other, because the week before, I mean, how many times did he overthrow DJ Shark, and then now he hit DJ Shark, so he's got that rapport with DJ Shark.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So they need reps, right?
They definitely need reps.
They need time. They need reps. So it's excused this time.
But they need to get it together. They want to hit that.
I think Jared Goff did exactly what he said. He didn't do anything to lose the game. He's been playing great. His poise looks great in the pocket. He's seeing the defense. He's looking over the defense, and he's finding the right guy. The game-winning score, 4th and inches. He finds Brock Wright sliding across the formation for a 3 or 4 yard pass. Brock Wright came on satellite radio this week and said that he's actually second progression in that play, and it's a play that they run a lot. So, I mean, Jared Goff looked off the defense. He sold the play action. He looked to the right, and everybody balked when he looked to the right. The whole defense shifted, and he hit Brock Wright for a winning touchdown. Goff gets all the credit there, though, right? I mean, we're talking about how he didn't do anything to lose the game, but he did way more than that. It just wasn't so flashy, right?
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, not losing the game is the big part about what Goff did. Is like when you're playing a defense that gets pressure on you, like the New York Jets, and you got those cornerbacks like Sauce that you don't even want to throw to his side of the field,
and they didn't.
You not turning the ball over and playing mistake-free football was just like throwing a 300-yard game. I think it's just as important.
Look, I guess it's like what we always
mess
say.
It up.
You take what the defense gives you.
Goff is a beast, flat out, right there. We got that. That one just popped in there. I could say that on the air. Balls of steel.
This is the first time we've ever done the show standing sitting right next to each other. I'm not sure.
Is that weird?
I'm not sure I like it. You're in slapping. I can slap you. You can slap me from there. You are a Buckeye and I'm a Wolverine. So
oh my gosh!
It could get physical here. I mean, so
well, we're not talking about that game.
Stay over there,
okay?
All right, because I'm afraid to criticize.
This is my spot.
I'm afraid to criticize Goff with you sitting so close to me.
Oh, it's okay to criticize Goff.
Right.
Goff deserves criticism, guys.
All right,
there is criticism. He's not the perfect quarterback. I would never say that. I felt like I had to fight to the death just to get somebody to call him freaking average last year.
I'm climbing on board. I think on the Goff train because he this really seems like his team, and I really could see the Lions in this form with a better defense really being a problem for teams and contending for a Super Bowl title, even with Jared Goff as the quarterback. With that being said, I still think we need to draft a quarterback this year, whether it be in the 3rd round or later.
But, yeah, well, let's throw that one. I mean, if you're out there listening, do you think that we should draft a quarterback this year, or you think we should extend Goff, or both?
Well, let's not even complicate it. Let's not even bring Goff into the equation. Let's operate under the assumption that Goff is coming back next year. Should we still draft a quarterback this year based on if we're going to be good, we're not going to be in the top 10 again. Well, this might be our only chance to get a quarterback of the future.
I mean, I have no issue personally. Like, if you want to run with Goff and then you want to draft a quarterback at any point in the draft, I would personally have no problem with it.
Yeah, well, I trust Brad Holmes.
I do too.
So
if they decide that they want to draft a quarterback, then, I'm on the Brad Holmes train.
And I'm fully aware that Brad Holmes probably thinks Jared Goff is his quarterback for the future. I mean, I think he's absolutely fine with that. He might not see the need to draft a rookie the way we do, because as far as he's concerned, I've got a younger guy's under 30 years old.
Right.
He's been a Pro Bowler. He's been to a Super Bowl, and he's got our offense ranked 4th in the league right now. The 4th ranked offense. Okay, behind who? The Bills, the Eagles, the Chiefs, and then the Detroit Lions.
Right.
So maybe we don't need a quarterback after all.
Right, and it's because of everything that's around him, like you said, the offensive coordinator, the offensive line, and
it's all built for him.
It's all built for him.
Why would you can a guy you just built an entire system
it's
around?
It's not going to happen.
And it became the 4th best offense
it
so far. That's only
happen.
so far.
I mean, think about he helped write the offense. Why would you take the architect of the offense and then kick him down the road? It just doesn't make sense.
That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, they're ranked 4th, and he helped design the offense.
Right.
Why would you take him out of that? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Let us know. We'll try to react to it. We're going to move on now and talk about the defense in this game, because I'll tell you what, the defense really showed up, and that's 3 weeks in a row now. The defense is looking dominant.
Defense.
In the rankings, though, by ESPN, they've only climbed up 1 spot ahead of the Vikings, the NFC North champion Vikings. Let's give them their due. We didn't get to call them out on Monday and say congratulations to the Minnesota Vikings, the worst 11-3 team in history.
That's right.
For winning the NFC South. Congratulations, Vikings. Look out, though, because you've got cap hell coming with your overpaid quarterback. Right. And the Detroit Lions are the youngest team in the league, and we're coming for you for the next 10 years.
We're coming.
So enjoy it this year while you can. Defense made up of what? Young stud players. Young rookies by Brad Holmes, draft picks. Aiden Hutchinson looked great. James Houston with another sack. This kid's unbelievable. What are your takes on the defense in this game against the Jets? They only gave up 17 points.
I love it. I love that you have a group of very young guys that are starting to find themselves. They're starting to the game's starting to slow down for them a little bit, and they said that may just be coach speak, but the defense has turned around a lot as these guys are starting to gel with the emergence of guys like James Houston, and then guys like Romeo Okwara coming back and making an instant impact. So it's, we're getting good at the right time. That's what I'm thinking. This defense is scary because there's a lot of unknown, and I know tape as far as getting ready for games is very important, and there's not a lot of tape on some of the guys that we have on our defense that are really good.
Yeah. James Houston, they're starting to build he's not a secret anymore, I can tell you that, because it's making national headlines, right? So we know that that's not a secret. The DBs are playing tough. Jerry Jacobs had a great interception in the game, which really turned the momentum to the Lions' favor. We get 4 sacks on Zach Wilson. The kid was running for his life the whole time. So who gets a game ball for you? I know, was it on the defense? My game ball goes to Cleve Raymond on special teams. Who gets your game ball?
So you're going to the game balls. Okay, so game ball for me is like the guy I just brought up, is Romeo Okwara.
Big call out.
So
2 sacks by Romeo.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that you thought I was going to say something about Jared Goff. I mean, Jared Goff, like I said, he played and didn't mess up, but that's not enough for me to give him the game ball. Romeo Okwara in 2020 was the one bright spot on a very, very bad defense, and then they give him a contract, and then he gets injured, and a bad injury too. The Achilles injuries are one of those things that it's like, gosh, man, why the Achilles injury?
It seems like almost
you out.
Seems like almost 2 years since we've seen Romeo Okwara.
Yeah.
So it was great to see him back. He got his feet wet last. Well, he got his feet wet last week. They gave him a few snaps to get his legs under him, and he came out like a terror against the New York Jets. But
he's never had a bookend like Hutchinson before. So I think that maybe we could be tapping into a dominant defensive front. You're right. That's what I'm saying. There's no tape.
They're young.
On these guys.
They're young. They're big. They're strong. Aleem McNeil's extremely strong. He had a great game on Sunday. I mean, you take these guys and you add Romeo Okwara to an already budding, young, strong line. I mean, we're rotating 7 or 8 guys on the defensive line.
Right.
Isaiah Buggs, these guys, John Kaminsky, they're just playing lights out. John Kaminsky had a sack as well.
Right.
So what do you guys think of the defense? Put it in the comments and let us know. So game ball for you goes from Romeo. Mine goes to
Romeo, wherefore art thou? And he showed up.
Let's talk about these. Let's talk about these rookies for a minute. Jameson Williams is definitely on the verge, I think, on the precipice of something great. It feels, the excitement really feels great. Brad Holmes sneaking up 20 spots to get this guy at number 12. And I think before this season is out, we are really going to see some results from that. What do you think? What are you looking for? The last 3 games, what do you see Jameson producing?
So, I mean, he's going to have a breakout. Here's the thing, like, Jameson is already making an impact. Everybody, like, hear me on this. This is for real. Every time that Jameson goes out there, that safety has to go and follow him. And if the safety doesn't follow him, then they take a shot to him. So he's running down the field, and he is already affecting the run game. And he's already proved that he's a pretty nasty blocker.
Yeah.
And I mean, by the end of the season, who knows? I think that if they sneak into the playoffs, you know, these guys, wow. I mean, they're a tough team. They'll be a tough out, and I think they'd be scary to face.
Right on. We're talking about the rookies now. Aiden Hutchinson.
Right.
Leads all rookies in the league. In
Defensive
sacks.
Rookie of the Year, maybe, you think?
Well, I think it'd be hard to pry that away from Sauce Gardner, just because it's so crazy that he hasn't given up a touchdown since high school.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's insane.
Come on. Where's my Defensive Rookie of the Year for Aiden Hutchinson?
I really was hoping I'm in St. Brown or somebody like that would end that streak against Sauce. And Sauce came out this week and said that he was disgruntled. You know, that Detroit didn't even test him at all. We didn't even throw that way. So,
hey, but they're smart. I mean, Sauce Gardner is a talent for sure. And so is Aiden Hutchinson. I think it's down to the wire. To me, I think it's pretty close.
It's a 2-horse race, I'd say.
I mean, for sure.
And Trayvon Walker's not in that conversation.
I mean, the fact that we have a rookie that's in the Defensive Rookie of the Year conversation is amazing to me.
That's not the same old Lions there, is it?
No. And then you have a contributor. Let's go second round, Josh Pascal. I mean, he's contributing.
Oh, he has coming in. The kid was hurt, and he's coming back, and he's playing great. I mean, I noticed he had limited snaps on Sunday, though.
Yep.
I think that had more to do with Aleem McNeil, the way he was playing, and Romeo Quara coming in more than, what Josh Pascal wasn't doing. So it's just great to have another guy like that.
Yeah, and I think that Romeo and Pascal play very similar roles to each other, and I think just Romeo coming back, it's kind of cool to have Pascal slip back in the depth chart a little bit and maybe watch a veteran, show him how it's done and everything.
Kirby Joseph struggled a bit. He gave up that C.J. Uzomah touchdown that was really bad. I mean, his reaction time was really slow to the tight end release coming into the end zone. So, it's not perfect. They're young. They're going to make some mistakes. But we trust Brad Holmes, and these rookies are showing out. They're the reason we're winning.
Yeah, and then you look at the contributions from James Mitchell, and then the actual meaningful contributions from 2 6-round picks in Malcolm Rodriguez and James Houston. That's amazing. That's a testament to Brad Holmes that's doing a great job at scouting and finding talent.
Right, and these are young core players. I think that's important, core players. What do we got in the comments, Russ?
So let's go over here and check them out right here. Say, right there, we have the super healthy right now, the more depth,
Yeah, and one Facebook user I see here says we need a good quality backup quarterback. Even if you're going to keep Goff, we need a good quality backup. So I don't know if they're responding to whether we should draft one or maybe we should find a free agent.
When we were talking about it earlier. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting a good quality backup. We're in a position right now where he has enough talent that when we go into this draft, I do believe that he can go after best available at a certain point after you get a couple cornerback pieces and maybe a high-end linebacker, interior lineman.
Oh, the problem. Because right now,
I'm sorry, I didn't see the
right. That's right.
Right
now, they're just playing him as a third down pass rushing specialist, And I think this Facebook user saying they need to play him more, but I don't know about that because of his size, his build, and the success they're having with it right now. Using
he's a third down specialist, and they brought him up. I love the story on that where you said that the offensive line went to the coach after like week 9 and said, "Look, you got to bring this dude up because we can't block him," and that's like Penei Sewell, Decker and people like that
saying we can't block this kid.
I said we can't block this kid, so they bring him up.
But we're not at practice, right? And none of our Facebook friends are at practice. We don't know what James Houston's like on first down. Maybe he's a liability on first down.
Yeah.
Maybe he's really bad against the run, and maybe that's why Deion Sanders moved him from linebacker to pass rusher.
Right.
And he washed out in Florida as a linebacker, came to Jackson State as a linebacker. Deion said, "Nope, if you want to play, you're going to rush the passer." And so far, that seems to be the right call in the NFL as well.
Well, he's batting, at a pretty good rate, because if you're only coming in on third down and you had 5 sacks in 4 games, you're living up to that name, the problem.
Yeah.
And really, if we get out to leads, that's how he's going to get more playing time.
We got a great comment from Jeremy Ballwright. He says, "I agree that the Lions need quality backup. That is why I consider one of those tier quarterbacks 5th round or later." Wow.
Okay. I like that. That's a great call out.
And Jeremy, great post today in the Detroit Lions group. He had a great post today that had some spot-on analysis about the TJ Hawkinson trade.
Right.
Brought up some great points.
Yep.
So thanks for that comment. And I agree with you 100%. We do need to get a quarterback, something in this draft behind center, so that we're not picking up the scraps, Nate Sudfeld, David Blau, TJ Boyle, something that we can develop in the offense.
Yeah. I have no problem with that. And I'm the biggest golf slappy that there is. So like I said, all you got to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Right on. So let's put a bow on it. Lions beat the New York Jets 20-17 at MetLife Stadium. They moved to 7-7, and now they're still on the road. The Carolina Panthers are up next. It's our segment we're calling Carolina in my mind.
Carolina in my mind.
All right.
Are they in your mind?
They are not really that much on my mind. I love what you said earlier this week. They've dug up the corpse of Sam Darnold, and they're going to start Sam Darnold against this hungry defense. So
they're not going to start Baker?
No.
It's not Baker no more.
Detroit comes into Carolina to play the Panthers that have the 17th ranked defense in the league, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge. But they also have the 30th ranked offense in the league. So they've got a decent receiver in DJ Moore, Chuba Hubbard, a couple of nobodies back there running the ball. Last week, I think they had 50 yards or something running. It was pretty bad. So they averaged 211 yards per game given up on defense. Lions are the 4th ranked offense. So I think we should get a win here against this Carolina. What's your initial reaction as we look forward to the Carolina Panthers game?
So usually when the Lions go into a situation, we're talking about, oh my gosh, they got to be able to do this, they got to be able to do that. Well, it's in this situation, it's the opposite of that. It's like, what are you going to do about what we got to bring to you? And Carolina is just running and they're standing in the middle of the tracks, and they're about ready to get run over. We're just playing really, really good right now. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that they have an answer for anything that we do well.
Well, after firing Coach Matt Rule earlier this year, they have interim coach Steve Wilkes. The guys are playing real hard for him as the reports out of Carolina. They did lose last week 24-16 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in that effort, the Steelers were able to hold the Panthers to only 21 yards rushing in the whole game. And that put it on Sam Darnold to win the game, and he could not. I believe we're going to see something similar to that. The Lions have been stingy against the run the last 3 weeks, giving up 50 yards and 22 yards respectively the 2 weeks in a row. They give 22 yards to Saquon Barkley.
Right. We're stingy on the run.
And they gave up 50 yards total to the Jets. And they gave up, 40 yards to Dalvin Cook, or not even 29 yards to Dalvin Cook.
They've held some very, very good running backs in check.
So I don't think the Carolina Panthers are going to be able to run on us. They're not going to be able to score enough points because our offense is rolling. They have Brian Burns. They have Derek Brown. They have J.C. Horn.
They do.
They have some studs on defense.
The West Coast stat master, Greg Rice, he provided some extremely good analysis on that on the Monday Night Main stage about their front seven and how dangerous that they could pose a threat to us. And that's the thing, is like, it is any given Sunday in the NFL. So they could come in and play a good game, but I think that like they're going to have to play mistake-free football to beat us, because we're going to play mistake-free football because of, that's the bottom line. Because Dan Campbell says so. Stone Cold Dan Campbell says we're going to whip your ass. And that's the bottom line. There is no fourth down. Fourth down is only an extension of third down.
I thought we had 5 now.
Only if you're a Michigan State fan. No.
Nice. So the Carolina Panthers are second in the NFC South at 5-9 because their division is so terrible. Only the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6 wins are in first place. So even though this team is struggling, even though they're the 30th ranked offense, they are still in a position to win their division and make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, they are playing for something.
So this team is not going to roll over, and the Lions can't get too confident because they do have a pretty darn good defense. I do believe, though, that the Lions, like you said, are a buzzsaw. They're a freight train coming downhill,
right?
And the Panthers are in the way. So, for me, I'm going to say what's my most intriguing matchup for this game.
Okay.
For me, offensively, they really only have one legitimate weapon, and that's DJ Moore.
Okay.
So, for me, the most intriguing matchup is Jeff Okudah covering DJ Moore. And if he can shut him down, I don't see really anywhere else the Panthers can beat us. I mean, Greg Olsen doesn't play for them anymore, right?
No.
I don't see anything else coming our way. What do you think?
Short of Greg Olsen coming out of retirement and torching us, I think the most intriguing matchup is just where we dominate.
Offensive line.
It's like, if our offensive line can contain this, I mean, that's what Greg posed as the biggest threat, was their front seven being able to, get pressure in on Goff and create problems. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think our offensive line is just going to just bully them and push them out of the way. We're going to have a great game running the football. So yeah, that's the most intriguing to me.
Well, this defense reminds me of the New England Patriots. And if you remember Matthew Judon wreaking havoc on our all-world offensive line. I mean, we have a great offensive line, but it's not perfect. There are some holes there, and it can be exploited. And I'm worried about that also. I think that is a very intriguing matchup. Well, if they can keep Goff clean in the pocket, like you said on Monday, then I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and here's something to be noted, that when they played that New England defense that you're talking about, they did have holes on their offensive line that aren't there right now.
True. We're a lot healthier now than we were then.
We are healthy at the right time. And yeah, we're just a complete team. So I think that they have more questions to answer than we do. So there we go.
Detroit is a 3-point favorite. This is the podcast, people. This is the Main Event 365 podcast. Be sure to check it out on YouTube. We put up the video version all the time. And don't forget, every Monday night in Facebook, it's the Monday Night Main Stage, where we go live with our panel of headliners, and it's open mic night for you to chime in your opinion. We kick it around the panel.
But Jeremy has a great comment right here, that we have to contain Brian Burns, and J.C. Horn is a legit number one quarterback. So for sure, I agree with that 100% right there.
Right, but our receiving core is pretty deep, right? J.C. Horn can't cover 3 guys.
Right.
So,
right. Is it game day yet? I'm fired up too.
I know, I feel the same way.
I am fired up.
I know the conductor can't wait either. We're here at the Lions Den, folks. It's a secret location. This is a shrine to the Detroit Lions. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Someday we're going to let a winner come here. We're going to go to a contest, right? Someday we're going to let a winner. We'll have to put a black bag over your head.
Yeah, I mean,
so that you won't
we
know
can't
where
show you where this place
is.
is at. I mean,
yeah, this is awesome though. doing the live show like this. I like this. First time ever for us.
It was a little bit nerve-wracking at the beginning, but we got our feet underneath of us. I mean, I love the background here. I love the atmosphere of
making fun of you feels weird so close to you.
Oh, that's all right. Because you know how cool I am about it. I'm not even gonna. I ain't even tripping on it. So keys to winning. Let's do this backwards this time because since we both think that we're gonna win in a nice fashion here.
I think we're gonna win.
So, what would be the keys if we're gonna trip up? Where do you think it's gonna be the trip up?
The same way Pittsburgh beat them last week. Make Sam Darnold beat you. Take away the run.
Right.
Take away the run because the run game is a bad quarterback's best friend. And I think that's the key to winning. If we can take away the run, they can't score enough points with us.
Right.
And our offense is tuned in. And, they got a tough defense, ranked 17th in the league. That's nothing to sniff at. So I think our offensive coordinator, though, is ready for them. And I think we're going to cover that 3 points.
Yeah. When it comes to the keys to winning, if Carolina were to do anything, it would be with the front seven and getting pressure on Goff and making him get off of his spot, because that's the best way to get him to mess up, especially in a road scenario. So if they can get him to trip up, which he is the cleanest quarterback in the NFL over the last 6 games, so that's a big if. But if they can get him to trip up, then they have a shot to win the game.
Obviously, if you're the Carolina Panthers, you're looking at that as a key to victory. You gotta get some pressure.
But that's like a Hail. I mean, isn't that really a Hail Mary with as good as our offensive line is? I mean, that defensive line.
Derek Brown's an incredibly talented defensive lineman. He could easily wreak havoc and wouldn't surprise me.
I can feel you there, but I just don't think that front seven is as good as the front seven that we just faced on the road. Right, so right. I want to give them some credit, but we just beat a team that has a better front seven.
Well, bro, I'll tell you one thing. I'm done going against your predictions because you have made a believer out of me. You are the Swami. For all of you out there who are not familiar with my compadre here, Mr. Russell Wayne, he has picked 11 out of 15 correctly in his lock picks since we've been doing this show. And you can go onto YouTube and go back and see every one of them for yourself. They're all documented and date stamped. So Russ is 11-4. So I want to get your prediction for this week. First, let's do the Lions pick, and then I want your lock of the week around the league. So what do you think? Lions -3 in Carolina.
Well, I would definitely say that you can lay the 3 points for sure. And I think that the Lions are just a run straight down the hill freight train. They're gonna run over. I actually think they're gonna run up the score. I would say I'm gonna call Lions 31-10.
Wow. Okay. I think this would be a lot closer than that. I'm looking for the same score as last week, 20-17. A lot of similarities in this game. Half a quarterback, a good defense. I think we handle our business. We might need something on special teams to get an edge like we did last week. I see 20-17, same score as last week. Lions win, and they push on the 3 points.
Last week I did predict. I thought that they were going to really beat up on. I thought that they let loose onto the Jets, and it didn't happen. And I'm thinking that it's going to happen this week.
Our partner Greg Rice at Greg Rice 20 predicted the exact score.
Yeah,
he picked up the Lions 20-17.
He had a lot. He has a lot of respect for that defense. And,
so who's your lock?
I thought, before the show, I was teeter-tottering on this right here, but I am going to take that Seattle game right here. Okay. So we got Seattle versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Seattle
is on the road getting 10.
Getting 10 points. I'm going to take those 10 points and take the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, you're gonna take the 10. Seattle fighting for their playoff life.
Yep.
Right, playing arguably the best team in the league.
It's just going to be closer than that.
Well, the Texans played the Chiefs tough, 2 weeks ago. So, and the Chiefs have been winning, but it hasn't been blowouts. So, I think that's a good bet. I don't think they're a defensive juggernaut, Kansas City. So, Geno Smith and company might be able to put up some points there. But Seattle's defense is pretty weak, so Kansas City's going to score too.
Well, we want Seattle.
So in a shootout, I love having 10 points. So
for our playoff hopes, I hope that I can get that score just down. They'll still lose the game, and I can still win my lock.
So Russell Wayne is 11-4 on the year. He now takes Seattle plus 10. He could go to 12-4, folks, and I don't know if you know, but that is an unbelievable winning percentage when you are betting with the points. The greatest prognosticators in the world can only hit 56 to 60% is the best they can do.
I guess it's kind of a big deal. Huh?
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. If you can sustain it, I mean, you've got to be able to sustain it for a couple of 3 years, maybe.
Could be,
and then it's legit.
Is it just musicians' luck?
It could be beginner's luck. It could be a
maybe I don't know anything.
Here, but he takes Seattle plus 10 against the Chiefs. I, however, am a mere mortal. I am at 6-9 for the year because last week I took Dallas over the Jacksonville Jaguars, who won outright. And this year I'm taking the Tennessee Titans. This week I'm taking the Tennessee Titans -3 against the Houston Texans because I've won every week that I've bet against the Texans this year. So I'm going to the well again. Tennessee Titans -3. That's my lock pick. Well, all right. So that wraps it up. Lions beat the Jets 20-17. Go on the road at 7-7 against the Carolina Panthers. For my compadre Russell Wayne, I'm Main Event Mike. God bless each and every one of you. Peace out.
One pride.
Oh yeah, here we are in the Lion's Den right here, and it is time. It is time for us to reveal the winner of the jersey contest, the Lion's Den. The Lion's Den is the place where we watch all of the history happen. Look at that. Do you remember Joey Harrington? Look at this place. What an awesome place to watch a game. Right there. If you're looking in there, you can see we have proper things for us to pee on. And here we go right here. Look at this place. We're looking at all of the beautiful things here in the Lion's Den. Look at that. We got the pool table. Looking around. Yeah. There we go. Look at that. Look at that beautiful Ford field. Beautiful Ford field. We even got a mannequin at the end of that kind of thing. But then here's the man of the hour right there. We have Gary Loafman. The conductor is going to pick the winner of the jersey. And he's feeling really, how you feeling tonight, Gary?
Feeling fantastic.
You feeling good?
Somebody wins this tonight. I hope they have a blast. Go Lions.
Go Lions, baby. We get a winner. We're going to get a winner of the jersey. The very first jersey that the Main Event 365 is going to give away. Gary, you got a name?
Yes, I do. It's Floyd Miller. Congratulations, Floyd. You're the winner of the jersey, man. Go Lions, baby.
You say Lloyd, I say Lloyd. You are the winner of a jersey courtesy of the Main Event 365. We got to get a video with you wearing that jersey once it comes in there. Thank you for playing. We're doing another jersey giveaway. It's going to be on January 8th, the last game of the year. We're going to go to Lambeau Field, and we're going to get ourselves a victory. And because of that victory, we're going to give away another jersey. And if you already entered into the contest and you didn't win, well, that's okay, because your name's going to stay in the hat for the next contest, and all the new subscribers are going to get a shot to win that jersey too. Thank you for playing. Main Event 365. Every single Monday is the main stage at 6:30 live. Every single Thursday at 6 o'clock every single week. God bless you guys. One pride.
Yeah! Go Lions, baby!
You want a jersey? You want a jersey?
Hey, this is Gary the conductor. You're watching the Main Event 365 in the Lions Den, baby. Go Lions, baby! I love them to death! Go Lions! Go! Lions!